Liquid Gold. Between Utopia and Dystopia, a collection of telltales from Val's Sanctuary of Creativity. During the winter, we were surrounded by snow-covered mountains. We loved the snow. We played in it and with it. We made snowmen. We sledded. We skied. And we ate snow by the handful. Our mother would add food flavoring and make snow cones. We were always watchful that the snow wasn't dirty or yellow. We knew that snow was frozen water. In the spring, we watched the rivulets flow, the brooks and the streams grow. They were flowing downwards, wherever down was. The water rushed from everywhere to find its tributary. There were natural and artificially constructed water channels. Water fountains were chiseled from stone, marble, or wood. Others were made of hammered copper. The water fountains were found in town centers, on farms, and in many courtyards. The water was flowing continuously and freely. I often remember leaning over large troughs, holding out my cupped hands, and slurping the refreshing mountain water. I drank from brooks streaming through the mountain trails. The water was always cool and fresh, pristine and alive. Now I am being told that water is scarce and that there is a need to conserve it. The Dolomites in the South Tyrolean region of northern Italy are a highly distinctive mountain range of exceptional natural beauty. Parts have been declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. There are high-altitude snow-covered peaks, mountain lakes, ponds, mineral-rich springs and streams. There is diverse organic nature to be found in this part of the world. The region boasts magnificent mountain plateaus and a few deep valleys. There is little industry in the land, and pollution is kept mostly in check. Tourism and fruit monoculture are taking their toll with loitering and pesticides. But overall, the region has maintained its beauty. There are many springs, and deep well groundwater is plentiful. Reservoirs have also been constructed throughout the region. If there is a water shortage in these mountain areas, then flatter landscapes must be in dire straits. My sister confirmed that the call for conservation has been implemented because the central part of northern Italy was experiencing a drought. There is a need to sustain water flow in order for the industries to operate. In my mind, thoughts around water began to appear randomly. Today, in the United States, water is being traded on the stock exchange. That means water is big business. A few years back, it had officially become a commodity when the Chicago Mercantile Exchange launched water trading with $1.1 billion in contracts tied to California water prices. Water as a commodity began much earlier with the privatization of water rights. One of the leading players heavily invested in harnessing water is Nestle Water, a subsidiary of Nestle Global that was founded 30 years ago in 1992. Nestle Waters is a Swiss bottling water company with headquarters in France. In 2008, Nestle's sales of bottled water reached $5 billion. 14 years later, almost every household in the United States consumes bottled water. Today, sales from bottled water are in the double and triple digits of billions. In the late 1960s, Nestle Waters acquired natural springs located in various parts of Europe, Later, the company went on to purchase water rights from Mexico, Chile, and the United States. Nestle is one among many corporations in the business of buying and selling water. Buying and selling water can end up being a tricky business. On the one hand, it can be a savior in case of pollution, as well as a wonderful way to get to a great water source without trouble. There is a demand for it, that is true. On the other hand, water ownership in the hands of major corporations can be gravely exploited, as their end goal is always profit. Water is a basic need for all of life and should be a fundamental right for all human beings. It is common knowledge that we dehydrate if we go without water for more than 3 days, and dehydration can cause death. Shouldn't that fact alone suffice in helping us understand that water should never be treated as a commodity, and surely not in the hands of for-profit corporations? I see a bleak future if water continues to be exploited. Fear-mongering and propaganda will run rampant. It is being stated that only 1% of all available water on Earth is consumable by humans. Corporations run on supply and demand. Scarcity is profitable. Will water become the new gold? Liquid gold? Will it become a manipulated commodity? Will the poor die of dehydration? Just some random thoughts. Will the people in South Tyrol begin buying the water too? Have they already started to? Have they already sold the water rights? Are they thinking about it? I believe that people are beginning to realize how important it is to protect water from being manipulated. Waterways are the blood veins of the earth, yet water has become an endangered elemental part of life. We have to protect water from the vultures of big business and from the sinners who create pollution. Water is life. When it's in motion, it creates energy. Water cleanses, and it needs to be pristine for human consumption. Many more thoughts about water cross my mind. A Native American saying goes, "When the last tree has been cut down, the last fish caught, the last river poisoned, only then will we realize that one cannot eat money." A bit of awareness goes a long way. And yes, it always begins with me.